What's up guys, and welcome back to Pop Beat Breakdowns, the YouTube channel where I break down instrumentals that I have made from my beat store in the bid that showing you how I create productions may help you in some way to refine and improve your craft as a music producer. Whether you're in the beginner stages, intermediate, or even you're someone who's advanced, just wants to learn a new trick, then this is the YouTube channel for you. So if you are new to the channel, smash that subscribe button right now, as it is the best way to support the channel and to make sure you never miss a future beat breakdown video like this one you're watching today. Now in today's video, we're going to be breaking down a Taylor Swift Wildest Dreams type beat that I recently made for the beat store. The reason why I thought this would be a good addition to the beat breakdowns on this YouTube channel is because this has some very cinematic pop elements to it in terms of strings and the production of it in the drums. So we're going to break down this beat for you in the hope that you learn something about this style of production so you can make something similar for yourself. So with all that out the way, let's get into Logic and let's break down this beat that I made. Okay, one thing that you can always be assured on this channel is I always like to produce from top to bottom, so everything you see here is the order that it has been added. And today we started with the drums. Now I wanted to start with the drums because there was some very cinematic qualities, as I mentioned, so I really wanted to make sure that I got the drums right because that's going to be something that's very crucial to this production going forward. So let's just quickly play what it is that I have for the production starting the drums. But before I do that, let's just have a quick listen to what the production is that we're going to be breaking down today. So I took a lot of elements from Wildest Dreams, which I considered when making this beat. The strings was one thing, as I mentioned, and the drums as well. There's also some underlaying piano as well in there, but we're going to get into all that. We're starting from the drums. So for the drums today, we actually start with a Logic preset. We have the SoCal drum kit, and this is just a simple drum beat. What I love about drum kits in Logic is sometimes the panning's done for you, and this is the case. And so this is the drum beat that I initially started with. Very simple, with a drum fill in there. Okay, and then next I wanted to add a little bit more punch to the kick, so I actually went into Splice. For those of you who watch this channel a lot know I do love Splice. And I found this kick here, it's the Fluid Techno kick. It had a very similar sound to the kick in Wildest Dreams, so I had to add it in and layer it, and when you put that together, it just gives the kick a bit more presence. And then just by some chance, I was going to do my hi-hats in Logic, but then because I was looking for a certain tempo and BPM, I found this hi-hat loop in Splice as well, which is really cool. I could have created this in Logic as well, but today we just have a loop. But this is the hi-hats that I added in. And there we go. So later on in the track as well, we do have some other snares which I add in just to add a little bit of development to the snares. And again, this is using Splice today. Now, there is a little bit of editing that does go on. I did add this really big reverb to the snare because, again, we're going cinematic, and I love using the ROM reverb. This is by Native Instruments. This is a great reverb for cinematic stuff. It really is. So when I added this, this is the full drum kit. And of course, we've got our one-shot crashes as well to add the stamps on the start of each section. And we do have the reverse versions of these crashes as well. For those of you who want to know how to reverse crash, it is literally on your keyboard, Control, Shift, and R. So if you click on a track that you want to reverse, you just hit Control, Shift, and R, and it will reverse the track for you. Very cool, very easy to do, and just adds a decent transition in. And to top of the drum section, we have this orchestral kit. So this is the orchestral kit in Logic again for you Logic users, and again just a little bit of reverb on here, just something extra that I always liked at certain points of the certain parts of the drums. So you can just hear it in the background. It's just a little extra element, just little details which can make a production a lot more interesting, and that basically ties up the drums. So next we get into the strings. This is the next thing I wanted to build up. So we got two different plugins here that we're using for the drums today. Starting with the Contact one, we have Session Strings 2, and we're using the Rhythm Animator. I love this, but if you hold down a key on the keyboard, it creates different patterns which you can change. And so I just wanted something simple. So following the root note, I created, well, this first. Very cool. And then next we go for the next strings is into Omnisphere. Now Omnisphere I love, I use it a lot, especially for strings. The Hollywood Studio string section is one of my personal favorite presets. So I wanted to use this in here, and it's very simple for the first 3 things I layered. I've layered 2 lots of chords, 1 octave higher than the other, and then this is just the root note of the key for the song, which I believe was in D major. So these are 2 Ds, 2 octaves apart, just to add something sustaining to fill in the gaps when the chords are changing to create this really nice harmony. So have a listen to this. Just a quick one for the stereo spread and the panning. I'm just using sample delays, 1 altered to the left, 1 altered to the right on every single string section I do. This creates this nice stereo spread and also a doubling effect to make the strings sound even bigger. So that's a very cool little trick that you can do. So then next I needed to start adding a little bit more of a melodic value to it. So then I added this string section in. Topped off with 1 more of the rhythm animator. Oh no, sorry, it's not. It's the root note. So now we've got something playing the root note as well, so we've got the low end covered because there isn't a bass in this track, so the strings are covering the low end of the production. So using a cello, I mean this is in the string, so it would have been sampled as either a cello or double bass. At this point, probably a cello. So when you put all the strings together, you get this. I think strings are one of the most important parts of any production when you're doing this sort of style, because strings have a very humanistic quality and a very good storytelling quality to them. So having this movement in the strings can really help your productions and elevate them to the next level. Now next is very simple. We just got a piano in. We're using the Steinway Grand Piano by Logic. I do like this piano, even though I've invested a lot in piano VSTs for the style of music I normally make. I do like the Steinway Grand Piano. You can mix it to sound good, and this is the case here. Nice, crisp, but also low at the same time. Again, covering that low end that we don't have from the bass is a common theme here you're going to see with the last 4 textures that I add. So with that piano as well, we go to the retro synth, because now we're on the pads, because I wanted because Taylor Swift songs, they got more synthetic quality to them the more she developed as an artist, and in Wildest Dreams there is some pads and that sort of texture to it, so I wanted to apply that in, and we're going to use the retro synth in Logic. I'm using the Dark Swell pad. We just got a couple of different things going on here just to complete our pad sound. So this is what we get. Again, it's just chords, octaves apart, very simple, and then 1 sustaining a root note, which completes it. So with the piano, you get this really nice little, well, you could call it a piano and synth section. And when you put that all together, you get the finished track, which is a Taylor Swift Wildest Dreams type beat. There you go, guys. So that was my beat breakdown of a Taylor Swift Wildest Dreams type beat. If you enjoyed this video, then smash that like button and the subscribe button if you're not already, as it's the best way to support the channel. And also, if you are an artist and you want to download this beat for free, I will leave the link below where you can go to my beat store, download this beat free for non-profit use, or purchase a license to release on all major streaming platforms. So there you go, guys. That is the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, keep making music, and I will see you in the next video.